Yo, 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 what's going on, man? Just coming back on to make a motivational video. Still trying to figure out how to record videos without looking awkward. Like, I feel like when I come on to make videos, like the first like minute or so, like looks like really awkward when I watch it back, and until like I start to like flow with it. I'm not sure like when to look at the camera and like when to look away. But yeah, all right, I'm just gonna go with it. Let's see. In terms of the topic for today, um, I guess just a quick check-in. If you watched my previous videos, I talked about how I called out to Jesus Christ and got supernaturally delivered from my addiction to pornography, and basically how I had zero cravings for like 9 months. Just want to give you a quick update, and this is going to help it to seem more relatable. I know that like that testimony might seem like a little like less relatable to a lot of people, so let me just keep it real about like what's been going on with me. So I went out to evangelize to Delray Beach like a couple of nights before Halloween night, and dude, bro, you know how these women be dressing out to go out, man. And like before that night, like I had not been like around any of that for a very long time. I hadn't watched porn, I hadn't been with a woman. And so when I went out that night, man, as much as I like tried to look away, I was seeing things that were definitely triggering me. So yeah, after that night, man, I just a lot of the cravings have come back, and I've been kind of, I haven't felt like I was in any way like close to relapsing, but I've had a lot of cravings ever since then, man. And not necessarily to watch porn, but I just find myself like now I'm like back to like checking out random women in public. I wasn't doing that before, and I really like had like made like a covenant with my eyes. I wasn't gonna look at any of that because I didn't want to be triggered um, into relapsing, man. So like what I noticed is that um, there's like when you feed that energy, when you look at women in public, you're feeding this like lust like energy bar, and when it gets to a certain part, you literally have to like fight against it to like prevent yourself from relapsing. So I recommend not looking at women in public if you're really going to try to take this seriously. But anyway, so motivation, I've had to fight through the cravings for like the past 2 months to not necessarily look at porn, but like I've just had to like sit with like this desire to like hook up with woman and not act upon it, and to not watch porn and to not do anything. So the first 9 months I didn't have any cravings. After Christ delivered me when I called upon his name, and now I'm being tested in terms of am I going to return to that, because I need to, now I have to face these cravings and to not relapse, which I feel like is definitely an important trial. So basically my point is that when these times of like of temptation come, you gotta know why you're not willing to give in. For me, after being delivered by Jesus and knowing the truth, man, and knowing now that the Bible is true, knowing how serious this is, and we're in a spiritual war for our souls, I'm not gonna go back, man. After God has delivered me, man, how could I ever do that, man? After getting supernaturally delivered by God, man, like by Jesus Christ, there's no way I'm gonna give that up, man. There's no way I'm gonna give my salvation up, man. So for you got to figure out what is it that's gonna keep you from giving this up no matter what. For me, I found out what I need to never give up. Um, Before, I had many whys as to why I was doing this. I was doing it for the benefits. I was doing it because I wanted to be on semen retention and to not release. And also part of me was, I had that fear of God in me. Like, I was starting to notice that, believe that I was going to be judged for this. So all that was motivation. But now that I know that Jesus saved my soul, there's no way I'm going to give that up by fapping, you know what I'm saying? So you got to figure out what it is that's going to give you the motivation to keep on going. But what I can say is that I hope that my testimony as to me continuing to fight in spite of these cravings over the past 2 months, I'm not giving up. That means that it's possible for you to do it too. And I've met so many people, not met, but I've listened to so many people over the years who put together time, years, a year, 1 year, 2 years, or 1 year, multiple years on Nofap. So that's testimony too, that you can definitely do this. And I just wanted to let you know that the first 5 years after discovering Nofap, I literally, it was just, I kept on putting together streaks and then failing. 7 days, fail. 14 days, fail. 21 days, fail. Even 100 days once I put together, and then I kept relapsing. You know what I mean? But just as I'm about to approach 1 year in a couple days, and many other people have gotten a year or multiple years, for me, I got supernatural deliverance when I called upon Jesus' name. That's what I recommend for you. But even without that, I followed many people that have gotten a year or multiple years. So whether it's going to be supernatural deliverance from you, or whether it's going to be on your willpower, eventually you're going to have to fight temptation. Because like I said, even after I got delivered, I'm having to fight temptation. So if I can get delivered by Jesus and still keep going by fighting temptation, and other people can get delivered by just fighting temptation, which, no matter how you put it, whether they know it or not, they're being blessed by the Lord. And so either way, if we can do it, you can do it. Look online, how many people who have succeeded in this, and their story's not going to be different in terms of they had to keep on trying and keep on failing, just like I have done, and just like many people have done. So you gotta really believe that you can do this, and you gotta figure out what is your motivating factor, the main motivating factor, and what is going to be your why, and that is not going to let you give up no matter what. You see what I mean? I'm not willing to trade my salvation for whatever whatever I used to find appealing about porn. I'm not willing to make that trade. You see, what are you willing to, what is your why that you're not willing to trade for some temporary pleasure, which as soon as it's gone, you're going to have dysphoria for like a day or two. Once you get deep into this, and once you really, start to pay attention to the way you feel before and after, you can't tell me that you don't feel like it. Listen, if you're on this path, if you're on Nofap and semen retention, and you're starting to tell how your body feels before and after, you can't tell me that you don't feel like absolute garbage right after you finish and up to 1 to 2 days after, because that's how it was for me. Like 1 or 2 days after, I was feeling off point. You know what I mean? So I'm not willing to give up my salvation, feel like garbage, lose my semen retention, lose this vital energy, which is a battery and I have so much more energy on semen retention, like it's ridiculous. I'm not willing to give that up. You don't want to give that up. And all this stuff about superpowers, listen, man. I'll just say that I don't have any experience with that, but do I believe in some of these more like mystical superpowers associated with some stuff like this? I do believe there's a correlation, especially what I've studied in different ancient scriptures. And you know what I mean? So what are you in it for? What's your why, man? What is keeping you in this game, man? You know, really think about it, man. What is it that's really gonna keep you dedicated all the way, that you're not willing to lose? You know what I mean? Because eventually you're gonna get this, man. And part of that is going to be believing, man. You got to believe, man. You see what I'm saying? In the Bible, it says that Jesus said that whatever we pray for, if we believe, or okay, hold on, I might be off about this, but he definitely said something about believing. If you don't doubt, if you don't have a doubt in your heart of what you're trying to do, and you believe, then you're going to be able to do many wonderful things. Basically, I think it had to do with the parable, or when Jesus cursed the fig tree and told it not to bear fruit, and the disciples were like amazed. He said that if anybody like believes something in their heart and does not doubt, it will be done. Like if you have if you say unto this mountain, be removed from your place, and you don't doubt it in your at all, then you're gonna actually physically move that mountain. So a lot of this has to do with faith too. It's all mixed together. If you believe that you're gonna succeed on Nofap, listen, man, that's gonna be a part of it. You need to believe you can do this, and I would recommend praying to God, man. That's gonna be your biggest way to succeed with this, man. Is bringing God into this, man. You know, in Alcoholics Anonymous, I'm not sure if you heard of that program, but it's about helping people stay clean from drugs and alcohol. And like the whole premise to the program is to turn to God and ask Him to supernaturally deliver you from alcohol addiction and drug addiction or whatever it may be. I would recommend using that same principle, and I would recommend looking at my testimony, which is calling out to God and me getting delivered from pornography. Alright, so I hope some of what I said could have been motivating for you. I hope some of it was motivating for you, and I pray that you have great success on Nofap. I pray that you grow closer to the Lord God Almighty, and that He bless you and strengthen you in all things. And I pray that you turn to Jesus Christ and be saved, sealed, and delivered. I love you, brothers, and that's all for tonight. All right. I'll talk to you soon.